That's a very good one that lives in that rainforest.
Here's
and
Nettles'
not
first
a lot of people
1 o'clock
have
presentation.
Heard of this animal, but I did just hear this gentleman say the correct name. It is a binturong. Has anyone else ever heard of a binturong before? Ooh, actually a couple today. That's pretty impressive. So this is Nettle, and she is a binturong, also known as a bear cat. Now that name is a little misleading because she is neither a bear nor a cat. She is more closely related to something called like a civet or a genet. A lot of people don't know those either. But maybe think of a distant relative to a mongoose. A distant relative to a... So like I said, these guys are found in the exact same rainforest as orangutans. And they have some pretty cool adaptations to help them survive. Do you guys notice anything about her?
The tail.
You guys see that super long tail, her gorgeous fur, those nose, those whiskers, the ear tufts, the feet, even her smell. Everything is adapted to help her in that rainforest. So
how cool is
nose
this?
to tail, starting with that face, she's got those really long whiskers and a nice big nose and those long ear tufts. So having those ear tufts might help her hear better, those really long whiskers, she has a great sense of touch, and that big nose she can smell. So what time of day do you guys think this wildlife might be awake at? Any guesses?
Snack time?
Snack time, always snack time, whether that's right now or in the rainforest where they live, that is going to be at night. So these guys are primarily nocturnal, but Nettle here does not mind waking up for a midnight snack. If you guys woke me up with a cupcake and said, hey, will you do this for me? I'd probably do it. I really like cupcakes. So Nettle here really likes bananas and fish. So she will wake up and come out for her day job, educating all of you guys on that really important rainforest. So nocturnal animal, 2 strategies, either really big eyes to let in lots of light or really small eyes because they rely on other senses. You see she kind of has smaller eyes relative to her body size, which is pretty big. So instead, she's going to use that great sense of smell and those long whiskers to navigate around her environment. Now, let's talk about those snacks. I mentioned both fish and banana. So she is an omnivore and eats all sorts of yummy things. And that's actually her job in the rainforest. Her very important job out there is a seed disperser. And there's actually a really important plant found in that Asian rainforest called a strangler fig. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of a strangler fig, but they're pretty cool. And they actually won't germinate or grow unless it passes through an animal. So binturongs here are the #1 seed disperser of that strangler fig. Now, why that is so important is because lots of other animals rely on those really big trees for food, shelter, all sorts of things. So we really need to keep those trees around, and binturongs like Nettle here are one of the best animals to do that, which is awesome. Now, the other important job Nettle has here, not only in the rainforest, is teaching you guys about that special rainforest. So I kept mentioning orangutans. Everyone loves them, very charismatic, very important. They're endangered, but I can't really bring one of those guys out to meet you. Nettle here, on the other hand, is a great representation of that Asian rainforest conservation we have here at the zoo. So something you guys can do to help the rainforest, which then would include all the wildlife there, binturongs and orangutans alike, is watch your palm oil consumption. Who's heard of palm oil before? So it's a really big issue in those Asian rainforests. They are cutting down lots of trees to put in palm oil stands to produce that. So there's actually an app. Who has a smartphone? Okay, one person, great. Okay, you guys are able to download an app. There's one that's put on actually by the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, and it's a palm oil. So when you guys are grocery shopping, you can actually scan your groceries and it will tell you if the item you are getting either has, and if it does, if that palm oil is what we call from a sustainable source, meaning it is better for that existing rainforest out there. So that was her senses and her diet and her very important job out there in the rainforest. Now, what about that tail? You guys getting a good look at that? How she uses it, navigates up and down all this perching. It is what I would like to call semi-prehensile. So being such a large animal, she's not going to spend a lot of time hanging from it fully like other animals who have fully prehensile tails. But she will use it for balance, and she will use it to grab things, maybe nesting material, hook it onto a perch, and with her back legs and her tail, reach out or hang down for food, things like that. So that means her back feet are specialized too. They can turn backwards. Maybe she'll do it, maybe she won't. Look at this spiel and animal behavior timing we almost had. Her back feet can actually rotate and turn basically 180 degrees. There's a good example of the tail right there. And walk down a perch or a tree head first by using those back feet and that tail to navigate her way down. Oh my gosh, and that was a great showing off of that gorgeous coat she has there. Living in a rainforest, that is her built-in raincoat and camouflage as well. And then I think the most unique thing about binturongs is their smell. I bet someone knows what binturongs smell like. I know at least two of you do, eyeballing you. They smell like popcorn. So they actually have a scent in their urine that smells just like buttered popcorn, which is pretty funny smell for an animal to have, but it's a great way for them to mark their territory. Again, we were talking about earlier how they might have poor eyesight and really rely on that sense of smell like she's using now to try to knock the fish out of this feeder. And now the feeder smells like a fish, but the fish is on the ground. I do notice we have a slightly larger crowd than when we just started. Anyone just walking up, this is Nettle, and she is a binturong. And you guys are actually watching her very first official 1 o'clock presentation. She has been out here before doing training sessions, getting used to the mic, being in front of people, multiple people standing out here, vlogs, my pants apparently. What was I in with today? Smell like a raccoon possibly. So you guys are actually helping us with this training session, being a great audience. I appreciate you guys all staying on your side of this fence here, but I have been talking a lot. I love binturongs. They have a great story. Does anyone have any questions about binturongs? I got one more little story I can tell too. Go ahead, Ryan.
How old is she and how much does she weigh?
Ooh, excellent question. So binturongs can be anywhere from 40 to 60 pounds. I haven't weighed her recently. Jenny, do you know what her current weight is?
I think she's like 45, 50.
Okay.
Wow.
So they can be 40 to 60 pounds, quite a large animal. And Nettle here, oh gosh, we've had her a couple, six-ish? She will be 6 in April. And we actually got her here as a part of our breeding. Has anyone heard of the SSP besides Ryan and Heather? Okay, has anyone taken the bus tour today? Okay, you weren't probably paying, no, I'm kidding. So SSP stands for Species Survival Plan. And we like to joke it's like Match.com for zoo animals, but basically what it is there's different organizations through the SSP and our AZA accreditation that will match up individuals for breeding based on their genetics. So Nettle does have a partner here. His name is Garrett, and we are hopeful for Bintlets. Bintlets, that's what a baby binturong is called.
Bintlets.
So when we originally got her, it was just for breeding. So in the couple years we've had her, her amazing training team has not only worked on what we call husbandry behaviors, where she gets to participate in her own health care, voluntarily going in and out of a carrier, standing on a scale, ultrasounds, x-rays, nail trims, you name it. She started her ambassador work, which included allowing her choice to put this harness on and be able to come out in our presentation spaces to meet all of you guys and show off these really cool natural behaviors that binturongs can do. So we are very excited to have you guys here to see not only that she is part of our breeding program, but we have worked up to doing these great presentations. Now I'm going to go ahead and go off mic. You guys feel free to stick around as long as she is out here. And if you
She's
guys
gonna
have
go in
any
now, so.
questions, please feel free to come up and ask us. Make sure you guys check out the 2 o'clock presentation next door to us at